In this episode of my Road to the West Coast Scale Challenge, I add a couple new parts to my Element Enduro, and I reveal a really big mistake that I made. So don't go anywhere if you want to find out more.
Perfect.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you are all well. My Road to the West Coast Scale Challenge continues. I picked up a couple new parts for my Element Enduro, and in this video we're going to get them all installed, and also I'm going to go over this big mistake that I made. So keep watching until I reveal what that is. But first up, new parts that I have ordered are these Samex shock hoops, or whatever, shock towers, whatever you want to call them. So I got, they are aluminum. I got the fronts and the rears. The front looks like it does come with a separate panhard mount, because now that my memory is recollecting here, I think that the panhard is all incorporated into that front hoop. So that will be really nice to have an aluminum panhard for that link, because it does get a bit of flex. So I'm super pumped about these. I think they were around like $25 each. They just came out onto the A-Main website, so as soon as I saw them, I had to grab them. So let's get these all installed and see what they look like, and let you guys know what I think of them. So let's do it. Well, alright guys, everything is all installed. Went off rather simply. I just had a couple issues with this little brace that I use in the middle. I stripped a screw, so it took a little longer. No big deal. One thing to note, that the hoops come with this spacer because of the way the design is, and that will take up the room in your shock cap. So that's like, it's basically a bushing and a spacer in one piece, and the fitment is pretty tight, so the shock doesn't have a whole lot of wiggle room. It seems to kind of be loosening up a little bit as I play with them, so they'll probably wear a little bit over time. And like this one, if I tighten it, then my shock isn't working correctly, and so now it's got a little slop. I'm gonna have to figure out what is going on with that. If I crank it just a half turn, then this rear shock gets all bound up and it doesn't want to move, but now this is kind of wiggly, and I'm not really a fan of that. But they do seem great. You know, nice strong aluminum, so that'll be good. One thing that was really good is the front one comes with a separate aluminum piece for the panhard that bolts on, so it's not incorporated into one piece like the stock one is here. So the hoop and the shock hoop and the panhard is all one piece. So now this is, I mean, it goes on there and bolts on through here, plus it's got an extra hole, so your panhard is going to be super stiff. I mean, look at how this thing flexes. So I'm really curious to see how my steering and everything holds up with that extra hard aluminum panhard up there. So that is going to be super good. The fronts were a little bit easier. I didn't have that same issue, and these ones still aren't really moving. I'm not sure. Obviously it's a tolerance issue. I'm not sure if that makes a difference if you don't have your cap kind of having some flex. I would think that it would be good that it's flexing around in there. So if anybody knows if that's kind of going to be not good or not, leave it down in the comments. If you're supposed to have a little play with how the shock mounts so the shock can flex. It's kind of just my theory, but if anybody knows, put it down in the comments. So, I mean, that was it on those. It was just a super simple install. Got it all together. Just have to tweak that one little thing back there and figure it out. But I'm super happy to get a little more aluminum and also to see some more parts coming out. I'm going to just keep kind of building this thing. So far, so good. I'm not sure if I'm going to get any more mods in on this before I go to the West Coast Scale Challenge, but you guys just have to keep watching to find out what else goes on. So now I want to move into the second part of my video, and that is my mistake. So I got my body off here. I'll give you a little bit of background. I was having some issues with how the body sits into my sliders here, and it would pop out, you know, it'd catch on a rock. So I was trying to figure out what to do, and then I lowered my magnets here, and I got it really good, but what had happened is I had trimmed a little bit too much. So even after I lowered it, it wasn't perfect, but everything was okay. It was going to work. Well, I got the bright idea. I was going to take a heat gun and try to bend the sliders up a little bit just to kind of make them look a little bit better, up tighter against the body. And I didn't take the body off. I wasn't really thinking, and I kind of melted some of my body here. So now it just looks super horrible, and I really can't stand that. So I did go ahead and I had to order a new body. I will say it is a different body, but it is still going to use the cage. So if you guys got any guesses, just put them down in the comments and we'll see if anyone can get it right. So I ordered that. It should be in, and I will be able to get it all ready before the West Coast Scale Challenge. So I'm going to be super crunched on time because I got a bunch of stuff to do. I got a new thing coming in for my truck. I'm probably my real truck, my 1-to-1, to kind of make my adventures to these scale events and camping and stuff better. I think I'm going to make a video about it, or at least show it after it's all installed. I don't know how much I'm going to do, and just kind of maybe go over that. It's not really RC related, but I'm kind of interested in making a video on it. So if you guys want to see what the new piece I got for my 1-to-1 rig is, let me know in the comments, and we'll see what your feedback is. So that will be it for this video, guys. I'm not going to do anything else. I have nothing else to do. I do have a lot of things ahead for this truck with that body, so I'll have to get all of that going, but I really hope that I can achieve another good paint job and get it to look satisfactory. I kind of am very particular, but I just haven't been able to lay down the kind of work that I want to lay down yet. So no big deal. But that is going to be it, guys. Thanks for tuning in the video. Really appreciate it. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you can stay notified anytime I post new videos. And as always, guys, you know the deal. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out.